Hey there, CJ Math students. Welcome to Homework 1.4. Practice calculators are okay, but you must show work. It's due tomorrow. So right off the bat, I've got a fraction. I need to change it into a mixed number that is equivalent to that fraction. So 2 goes into 3 one time with 1 left over, hence 1 and 1/2, right? 1 is my numerator here, 1 is my whole number here, 2 stays my denominator. Another fraction, I like to do 1 and 1/2, and I like to just multiply it by 2. You can choose to multiply it by something else, so long as it's an equivalent fraction. So 1 2/4. For the decimal, I really like taking 1 and 1/2 and breaking it down. So the mixed number, 1 is my whole number, decimal. Hopefully I've memorized what a half is right now. It's 0.5. If I haven't, I can use my calculator, or I can do the long division, right? 2 into 1. For another decimal, obviously that's just add another 0, right? So it's 1.50. Super simple. For a percent, I like taking my decimal, 1.5, and I screw 2 times to the right, once, twice, right? When I do that, I get 150%. Now I can double check that with my calculator again, putting in 1.5 and then hitting second and that right parentheses button to convert to a percent, and it should show me that. For the picture, I'm going to go ahead and fill in one of these circles all the way, because that's my one whole, and then I'm going to divide my other circle into a half, maybe do a better job than I did right there, and fill in half of it, because it's 1 and 1/2, right? I get that from right there, 1 and 1/2. For taking half, I always use this fraction over here, so it's 3 over 2 divided by 2 over 1. Remember, when we divide a fraction, we got to flip it, so it becomes 3 over 2 times 1 over 2, and when I multiply straight across, I should get my answer of 3/4, right? For doubling it, I'll take 3 over 2 times 2 over 1. I do not flip, so this is, maybe write a little note to yourself, flip the second fraction, and this one's don't flip. But I can look to cross cancel on this one, so I will cross cancel out the 2's. This becomes a 1, this becomes a 1. Multiply straight across, I get 3 over 1. Or just 3. And that makes sense, because if I took 1.5 and doubled it, I should get 3, right? Even if you didn't cross cancel, you would have gotten 6 over 2, which is still 3. Okay. Next row, 4.3333. It might be easiest to do another decimal first. You could just say 4.3 repeated, right? Just taking out a couple of the 3's, but it's still 4.3 repeated. 4.333 repeated. I would put all the decimals, the 3's there, and then start from the decimal, so 2 times to the right. So as a percent, 433.3 repeated, and then definitely put the percent sign. Put the repeat sign and the percent sign. All right. Now it might be a little bit trickier. So what I would do is I would jump over to my mixed number, and I'd say 4.333 repeated. Well, I know 4 is going to be my whole number, and hopefully I've memorized what 0.3333 repeated is 1/3. So 4 and 1/3. For a fraction, it's easy to take 4 and 1/3 and change it to an improper fraction. So that gives you 13 over 3. And now for another fraction, I can just take my mixed number, or I could take my regular fraction, and I could say, hey, I want to multiply it by 2, or by 3, or by 4, whatever I want, just so long as I have an equivalent fraction. So 4 and 2, 6. Now it's easy to fill out the picture. I'm going to have 4 wholes. And this last one is going to be divided up into thirds, so kind of like this. And I will fill in 1/3 of it. All right. Remember, I take this fraction when I want to double it or take half, so 13 over 3 divided by 2 over 1. And remember to flip it. I get 13 over 3 times 1/2, and there's nothing to cross cancel. I get 13 over 6, and you want to change that into an improper fraction, into a mixed number, so that goes in there 2 with 1 left over, 2 and 1/6, and then 13 over 3 times 1/2, and you want to double it, so times 2 over 1, my fault, and you get 26 over 3. And then you ask yourself, how many times does 3 go into 26? Well, it goes in there 8 times, because that's 24, with 2 left over, and so 8 2/3. Again, you could always double check that on your calculator. Right? And the last row, 2 3/5. Easiest to change it, I think, to a improper fraction first. So 2 times 5, which is 10, plus 3, gives you 13 over 5. 2 3/5, another fraction, just could multiply by 2 if you want, to get you 2 6/10. 2 3/5 as a decimal, I would write it out and then I'd break down the mixed number. So 2 is my whole number, and no, it's not 0.35, right? Either do the long division, 5 into 3 or 5 into 3.0, or check it on your calculator, or make it a base 10, whatever you want to do. Or yeah, look at this, 2 6/10, it's 2.6. Okay, so another decimal, just add a 0, 2.60%. You write 2.6, and then again from the decimal, you're going to swoop 2 times to the right, 1, 2, and so you get 260%. You're going to fill in 2 holes. It's 1 hole. It's 2 holes, and then you're going to divide this box into fifths. So 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and 5/5. So we're going to fill in 3 of them. There's 1, 2, and 3. So you have 2 holes and 3/5. And now we're going to again use this fraction, 13/5, to take half or double it. So taking half, 2/1. Remember, when we divide, we flip. So 13/5 times 1/2 gives you straight across 13/10, which is 1 3/10. And then 13/5 times 2/1. Do not flip. Straight across, you get 26/5, which 5 goes into 26 5 times with 1 left over, 5 and 1/5. Again, you could always check that. Now, don't forget, we got to plot A, B, and C on the number line. So C, which was 2 3/5, here's 2, 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5 would be right there. So 2 3/5 is going to be 2 3/5 right there. And we could say C. 4.33333 is going to be into thirds, so 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, so 4.33333 repeated is B. And then A, I'm sorry, I'll go back up and check it out, was 1 1/2, or 3/2. So 1 1/2 right there, 3/2, and that's where A is, right? So A, C, B is the order, right? So you got the back. Please call me if you have any questions. Show all work just like I have.